The long-awaited video has arrived. Today is the day we're going to play my TBR game. So first, I'm going to show you guys what I have read in the month of February, which is important because one of the rules for my TBR game is if I have not read all of the books from the previous month, then I don't get to play the game, and instead I have to read 10 books from my unread list. So here is my February TBR. I have Capital Gains, which I read. I have Honors Reward, which I just started today and plan to finish reading by the end of February. I've read Excellence Wins. I have read One in a Million. You know I've read Economics in One Lesson, and I will be unhauling it finally. And today I just finished Multipliers. So I read 5 of the 6, and I should be done with Honors Reward by the end of February. So, that being said, I don't need to punish myself, and I will be able to play the game. When I finish all of the books that I had from the previous month, I will be adding another book to reward myself because I'm trying to read more, not less. So, I will be able to draw 7 books this month. And before we get into the other rules and the actual game, I do want to share, I will be continuing reading these for 1984, which is my read for the Gilmore Girls Challenge, Holiness Day by Day Devotional, which is a 365-day devotional, well, a little less than that, but I will be reading it all of 2020. I'm continuing Awaken the Giant Within as part of my finance focus that will be going on past February because this is a huge book and I've not gotten as far as I wanted with it. It was not officially part of my February TBR though, so I'm not punishing myself for it. And then Heidi is a childhood favorite that I am mood reading. And sorry, my face is orange because of this book. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what I will definitely be reading in the month of March, in addition to whatever we figure out in the game. I will be buddy reading the Explicit Gospel with my friend. We love to go through a good devotional or Christian living book and talk about it every few weeks. So this is the one that we are going to be reading next. As part of Lent and 40 Days for Life, I will be reading the 40 Days for Life devotional, Preparing for Easter by C.S. Lewis, and From the Grave by A.W. Tozer, and I am so excited because I have not read these since 2017. I've kind of forgotten about them the last 2 years, and I have been waiting for this moment. I start them tomorrow, actually, and I cannot wait because 40 Days for Life and Lent both start tomorrow. Countdown for Easter is here, people. So, I have a nice massive stack already. Plus, you guys know there were 3 other books I got from the library. They're over there. I'm not bringing them down. Oh, and then there's another thing. I won't show the covers because I'm going to announce it later, but these are 4 of my 5 Pullathon books, and I will be getting the 5th one once I get paid. But the first one finally came into the library, and I was able to pick it up. These 2 are some Russian classics, which, Lord help me. And then, yeah, you'll see what this one is, although you technically already know what it is. And you could probably figure I'll be doing Pullathon a little bit later. So, all of that being said, it's time for the game. To read a book from the source, the genre, and the prompt, all 3, and then if I cannot find a book that fits the 3 of those combined, then I can choose one. I can choose to read the source, I can choose to read the genre, or I can choose to read based on the prompt, but I have to choose 2 books for that. So I hope that makes sense. You guys will see what I mean. The heart of all the books I own and am most excited to read. Let's go ahead and get into this and find out what 7 books I will have to read, and I might incorporate some of those other books into these 7 because otherwise this is going to be an impossible month. But let's find out. Ready? We're gonna pick a source. Book number 1. And there's nothing on this. Interesting. That means I get to choose. Blanks mean choice. But I'm gonna go ahead and choose a book I own. And so whatever I choose here, I have to look at a book that I own or a book that I have from the library. So our next one, oh, that's 2. I'm going to not look, and I'm going to pull the outside one. Okay, Our genre or type is middle grade. So a book that I have that's middle grade, it could technically be one from the library, I guess. We'll see. With a gray cover. So we've got choice middle grade gray cover. The next book, let's find out. Free library, yay! Now these could get tricky because if I get a genre that the free library doesn't have, then I have to choose 2 books. So we'll see what happens. All right, what does this say? Poetry. Sometimes I get lucky with the free libraries and sometimes I don't. I did get a copy of Romeo and Juliet. Does that count? Newest release. Okay. So that's fair. Just look at free library for a poetry book, and it has to be whatever the newest poetry book I can find is. Book number 3. Let's find out. Is that just one piece? Put one back. Oh no. So a rule with put one back is if I draw it first, then I save it till the end and I can choose which one to put back. But if I draw it in the middle when I've already chosen books, I have to choose right now. And I am going to choose to put back the middle grade with the gray cover because I don't think I have anything. Okay, I need you guys, your input for the future. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put these back, but do you guys think that I should put them back or should I put them in the discard cup? Once I've drawn something, it goes in the discard cup. So, in the future, should I put them back into the containers for future draws in this game, or should they go in the discard cup? You guys let me know what you think. So that means I will only get to choose 6 books for my TBR. So I've chosen 3. That means I have 4 left. Yes, 4 left. Okay, this is a big piece of paper. What is this? Home. Okay, so that means anything that's at my mom's house, which I'll have to go there anyway, so that'll work. Middle grade. Okay. Middle grade. Oh. And least excited to read. Okay, so I have to choose whatever's at my mom's house that's a middle grade, so basically anything that's like 8 to 12-year-olds would read, and the one that I'm least excited to read, so that should be fun. Here we go. I do like this game though. I think it's going to be more fun when I have the card game, but this is interesting. It's going well. Okay. So this is book number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, grandparents' library. Interesting. Gifted to you. But it's... that doesn't make sense. That's not going to be possible because none of their books were gifted to me. So that means I'm going to have to choose 2 books from this. And then something sentimental. Okay, by logic standpoint, I can't choose something from my grandparents' library that was gifted to me because none of their books were gifted to me. So I have to choose one of these to choose 2 books from. And I'm going to go with something sentimental. These 2 have to get discarded because I'm not using them and I didn't get like a put one back. So in the discard cup, goodbye. So something sentimental, and I have to choose 2. I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape on here to remind me. Something sentimental. This is number 6. Here we go. I want that one. I don't know what it is, but it felt like one I would want. Already owned. Well, that's convenient. American Girl. I'm such a 5-year-old. What is wrong? Yay! I'm gonna read. Oh, I know what I'm gonna read. Well, actually, I know. Let's see what the prompt says. Author older than you at the time of writing. There we go. And for the last pick, possibly, unless I gotta draw another by any chance, I'm gonna swirl it really good in hopes of getting it. I'm so torn. I have like 4 in my hand. What do I go with? I don't know. This one. I don't know. Thrift store. I get to go shopping, so I'm gonna go to a Goodwill or the Rescue Mission thrift store. That'd be fun. For a philosophy book. That's not fun at all. I was hoping it would be something really exciting. Lowest rated. You've got to be kidding me. I got so excited with that first one. No, so I have to go to a thrift store and find the lowest rated philosophy book I can find. Ugh. Economics in one lesson all over again. But it'll be nice. I'll have something to put in the freestanding library, so. Well, this wasn't too bad. Could have been better, could have been worse. So you guys can see I have this little board that I'm just sticking scraps of paper on for the month. I will decorate it at some point. But yeah, these are my picks for the month. So I have, let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one I have to pick 2 for. So I do get to read 7 books, but not 7 prompts. So now I'm going to go figure out some of the reads that I need. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is go on a little trek across the street to see if they have a poetry book in that freestanding library and get rid of this horrible book that I hate. It feels nice, but it's not nice. So there was no poetry. At this point, I think it's going to have to be Romeo and Juliet. However, I did get this one. I'm going to actually switch this out for the book that I got the other day from the free library and see if I can't just like take that with me whenever I go places. And if I come across another freestanding library that has poetry, I will switch it out for that. If not, do Romeo and Juliet because I did get this from a freestanding library and it's the newest release that I found in poetry. So if I don't find something else, then I will read Romeo and Juliet. I think for my something sentimental that I have to choose 2 books for, I'm going to count Heidi. So I'll finish this, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, so I can finish this before I have to get it back to the library. So we'll go with those 3 so far. Okay, so to clarify, Valerie Tripp, who wrote the American Girl stories that I have, was older than me when she wrote them. So I think I'm going to go with my Felicity collection because I've really been wanting to reread those. And so this is perfect for my already owned American Girl author older than you at time of writing choice. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I just don't have it with me now to show you. And then for home middle grade that I'm least excited to read, I'm still torn. So I just wanted to get on and share with you guys the TBR picks for the month. The only one that I don't have is the philosophy book that I thrifted because I have not gone thrift shopping yet. I really want to support the local rescue mission, but I have not had a chance to get over there during the hours they're open. So I don't have that book yet, but I'll update it in a reading vlog. You guys will see whatever I end up choosing. But I did want to go ahead and share with you guys what the other 5 books are. So let's pull out the handy dandy TBR board that kind of looks like a 12-year-old made it. Start with the free library poetry book. I did get this in the little free library maybe about 6 months ago. Little free library book that I am going to choose that is in the poetry genre, and newest release is Romeo and Juliet. So I have not found anything past this time. I think it was the 1600s when he wrote. I need to check my facts, but I haven't found anything past this century, so I'm going with Romeo and Juliet for the poetry read. Pulled home middle grade that I was least excited to read. So I had to pick a book that we had at home that's a middle grade book and that I was least excited to read, and I was torn between this one and Stuart Little because I don't like mice. I did not like this book when I read it when I actually was in middle school, so I decided this would be my pick because I don't think I even finished it, and if I did, I just wasn't paying attention to it. Volume 8 of the Christie series, I just remember I did not like it. I'm pretty sure I didn't finish it when I read it, so that's going to be my pick I'm least excited for. Just even looking at it, I was like, oh, I remember not liking that, so that's the one I had to go with. So then the next one I picked, I had the 3 prompts, but there was nothing that fit into the category because it was something from my grandparents' library and something gifted to me, which obviously those two do not coincide because they did not gift me anything from their library. Anyway, so I picked 2 books for something sentimental. The first one technically is a book that's in their library, but I have my own copy. It's The Hiding Place, and this is sentimental for me because one of the last conversations that I had with my grandfather was about this book because I had started reading their copy and then I had to go back to school and I never finished it. But then I got my own because I do want to read it, although in case you can't tell by me talking about it, it might be difficult for me to do so, but I think that since I had gotten the grandparents' library and then something that was gifted to me and all that, and the something sentimental, I decided to make this that first pick. Secondly, my other sentimental pick technically was gifted to me from my grandparents and is a sentimental book because I used to watch the, I guess, movie of it that they had recorded, and that is something I started last month, which is a reread of Heidi. I do not know that I finished it when I read it as a kid. I think I did, but I can't remember. And I started just mood reading it last month, and I've not finished it yet, so this is going to be my second sentimental pick for the month of March. The second to last one, and the last one I'm going to show you here today, is one that I already owned, an American Girl book, and the author had to be older than me at the time of writing, which she was, and that is my Felicity Stories collection. I guess technically I would need to pick one of these, but I'm probably going to read them all. As long as I read at least one, then that will count, but chances of me just reading one are very slim because I love my Felicity collection. Ever since I got it, I was like 8, I think. I got it in 2001, so yeah. No, I was 9. When I got it, I just thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world. Like, it has the golden pages and the pretty dust jacket. It's just beautiful, and I love it. And so I'm going to reread these and see why I loved them as a kid. I'm not going to stick the tape to this because I don't want to ruin it, but there we go. We'll go ahead and put that on top. So those are my 5 picks. Again, I still have to get the philosophy book from a thrift store, and it has to be the lowest rated one I can find. But other than that, these are my 5 for March TBR. Very random, but it's good because if you remember from the beginning of the video, I have a ton of other books I need to read this month. So this is a good collection, I guess you could say. Good that these 2 are small because I will probably bring them with me as we're traveling. I typically don't get a ton of reading done when traveling because my mom likes to talk to me in the car, so I don't really get to read. But if I get a spare moment, I might be able to get some good reading done in these two, and then I will get back to these when I am home and not working. I like that they're fairly easy reads because I'm not going to have a lot of time in March. So that's good. So that being said, that's everything. Thank you guys for watching my first TBR game. I loved doing this. I think at the end of this month I'm going to need to do it sooner so I can get all the books together and get the video up early. But this was a really fun first month of doing this, and I'm just looking forward to seeing how it goes, and yeah. Alright, on that note, I'm going to go now, and I will talk to you guys next time. I have lots of videos I'm filming, so I don't know what will go up next. I'm not sticking to an upload schedule this week, so I don't know when it will go up, but make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, and please be sure to comment something, even if you just comment a heart. I would very much appreciate that. On that note, I will go now.